understand. The type of skits I'm on, you wouldn't understand. Big dog business, I would not hold your hand.
Ladies and gentlemen, we all love a good underdog story, but today ain't just about surviving. Nah, we're talking about the moments when these same underdogs snapped and instantly became the most feared person in the room. Now listen, in Vinland Saga, Thorkell ain't just big. Bro is built like every Viking's dream physique. And who decided to face him in life or death combat? Little old Thorfinn. This dude over here laughs like war is his side hustle. However, this little one over here has been waiting to get some pent up rage out. Sailing towards the giant on the ship's flagpole, Thorfinn dashes at him without missing a beat, evades one of Thorkell's afternoon baseball swings, and draws his weapon. Hits the smoothest slide and kicks off the wall to hit this eye-show speed ass backflip. And now the double daggers are out. And even though Thorkell could smack Thorfinn up like his uncle, oh wait, spoiler alert, he is, the enemy team insists on jumping Thorfinn. However, Thorkell shuts that shit down, says, hey now. This a 1v1. Feeling underestimated, Thorfinn rushes in only to be met with a fraction of Thorkell's strength. And while still getting off a slash at the giant's wrist, bro fixed that attitude immediately. Impressed by the kid's strength, Thorkell decides to pick up the pace and has Thorfinn weaving, trying to hit vitals he can't even reach. Backing up to rethink his approach, Thorfinn rushes low. Thorkell, never being the sharpest pencil in the box, falls for Thorfinn's play, ducking under his kick to hit the back of his supporting leg, making the giant tip over and fall to a knee. Looking over to see the kid inches away from violating his neck. And I would like to say that Thorfinn won here and became one of the most feared Vikings. However, that was not the case. Finally catching the tiny bastard, Thorkell gets a grip and does not let go, fleeing Thorfinn around like how the Hulk violated Loki. Seeing the results, Askeladd's rascal ass flees from the scene, completely leaving our boy in the dust. Even Thorkell feels for the little guy. However, getting the sneak in, Thorfinn manages to slice two of bro's fingers off and stands his ground like a menace. Yet instead of pain or rage, the giant was overwhelmed with respect, and not gonna lie, so was I. Everyone knew this kid was gonna get tossed around, but not once did he back down from the giant's immeasurable strength. And I know there's a second part to this fight, but fuck you. My views do not match my sub count, so either like and subscribe, or subscribe and dislike, you pick. Y'all ain't subscribing, I ain't supplying. Now, if you thought Thorfinn had issues, Kawaki got a trauma buffet. The dude was sold off as a child by his own father, who treated him like shit, experimented on like a lab rat, and now he's living in Konoha, finally on his healing arc like the rest of the traumatized villains. But guess who shows up to ruin the beginning of his healing arc? This crusty-ass, grudge-bearing cyborg, Garou. You can tell bro definitely has zero hygienic standards. Hops in the shower for 1 second. I'm clean, he says, with shit crust still between his cheeks. I digress. Kawaki kicks things off, sprinting up a cliff and hitting an aura-forming amount of mid-air spins before clashing weapons with Garou, blasting Kawaki away and blocking his slash to hit a fat right on his dome. But Kawaki spins back and hits a hurricanrana on his fat ass, misses the slash, weaves, and misses again, blocking Garou's energy blast in the nick of time. Now, if y'all haven't watched Boruto, which I don't blame you, just know Kawaki was literally passed out from fighting minutes before this fight. Yet he continues dodging the raining energy blast while using his scientific ninja drift to put on some new kicks, quickening his pace immediately as he rushes towards Garou, kicks away his claw arm before deflecting another blast, kicks bro in the face and hits a nasty flip, stabbing his spike kick straight into Garou's shoulder, jumping to hit this mean head slam and uppercuts the calories out of bro. Getting on Garou's nerve, Kawaki flips over the ground attack and uses the rubble to blitz Garou with hella slashes, swinging around to hit this mean head kick, but Garou's eating it up like a midnight snack, proceeding to dead ass try and frog splash on the kid before using his arms like a jetpack, knocking Kawaki back before hitting a vicious backbreaker. Kawaki gets to safety and keeps his ground, but my mammoth Garou is just getting started. Bro is beat red with excitement. Answering his wishes, Kawaki forms a brass knuckle on his left hand and dashes into trade blows. Weaves Garou's right, blocks the left, the right, and another left, getting blocked twice before hitting a mean right to the gut. Blocks the double swing, hits the elbow spin and the back heel, yet it's free eats for Garou's big back ass. Kawaki tries to gain some distance and throws projectiles at him, but at this point, Kawaki's realizing Garou's built like a goddamn Nokia phone, charging at Kawaki with combos while eating each of Kawaki's blows. Garou's physical strength alone is overpowering him. Garou tries to get our boy with the swipe and manages to clip his jacket and throws him down, pulling him back in for that deadly clothesline. Garou's really just toying with him now, taking him to Suplex City, throws him in the air, bangs on his chest like a fucking gorilla, and goes for the finisher. However, Kawaki was never gonna go out that easy, rolling away to safety before shoving his blade into Garou's chest. But at this point, Kawaki's too weak to even pierce skin. Being picked up like a doll and held in the air, Goro's reveling because, as I said, Goro bears a grudge towards Kawaki for taking off his chin. Honestly, can't even blame him. Watching all this transpire from below, the new Gen Team 7, Boruto specifically, tries to rush in to help, but gets humbled real fast. Even Trashimaru is telling him to stay back as Goro turns his attention to them, ensuing to be a fatal error as Kawaki uses his karma to blow off Goro's arm. My brother has snapped, and now this dynamic has completely changed, trying to blast Kawaki only for him to absorb all of them. And now Garou is really shitting bricks, overheating his energy tank as Kawaki walks him down like a runway model. Had Garou's legs quivering before he even did anything. Like, don't look at us, bro. You wanted this. Coursing the power of his karma into his right arm, blowing straight through Garou with one shot. Yet, it's not over. Seething in pain, Garou throws up while begging Kawaki for his life. I hope you're ready for this. This is the last time I'll be smelling your stinky ass ever again. Taking off your children as a child was the funniest thing I've ever done. Imagine what I'm about to do now. Then boom! A karma-powered nuke straight to the face. GG's Kawaki, talk your shit. I think we can all agree that the build-up to the finale of this fight was the definition of peak cinema, especially if you were watching these episodes week to week. But the fight these two contrasting characters had in Shibuya let everyone know that Yuji was always the top dog, even though everyone there pretty much died. Like, it was a pretty messy victory. Before even getting to Mahito, Yuji fought Choso, got his shit beat, turned into Sukuna and wreaked havoc, easily wiping hundreds of thousands of people off of Japan. So Mahito is the last person Yuji would want to be facing. He is the type of dude that'll hear your dog just got hit by an ice cream truck and start laughing. He don't give a fuck. So when he saw Yuji walking in on him about to burst Nanami like a balloon, he already knew what time it was. Charging at Mahito, Yuji's mental state is the same as Will Smith's during that interview he had with Data. So when Mahito blocks his path with disfigured humans, Yuji cannot bring himself to break through it, since they're technically human. Backing away, Mahito blows Yuji back with his technique and comes out of the throat of his disfigured human on that Orochimaru timing, decking Yuji in the face and giving him his new cold-ass scar. They continue fighting around the place. Mahito deadass pulls a strap on him mid-fight and then tries to kiss him. Alright, however, all this was leading up to something much bigger. Unknown to Yuji, another half of Mahito is currently facing Nobara. So with the most devious plan beginning to unfold in his mind, Mahito decides to meet up with his second half, who is being chased by Nobara, and in doing this, he manages to give Nobara what I call the cheese cut. Honestly, she was standing there fine and dandy for a couple of minutes. However, in the middle of Yuji's complete unraveling, Mahito pulls up and hits a black flash on bro. I was perplexed. I only thought sorcerers could pull that off. But nah, soaking curses. Physical attacks aside, the emotional damage Yuji's currently suffering has all of bro's will gone. He has literally zero fight left in him. But when you're down bad the most is when the brothers step up. My man Todo coming in not only to assist Yuji, but also give him some words of wisdom he much needed to hear. Todo's actually such a go. I don't know why people hate him. Tagging in for a bit, Todo gets to work before tagging Yuji back in. And my boy, he's dialed in, hitting the toughest black flash yet. Joining the fray, Todo stands beside his brother, about to put Mahito in Jujutsu Kaisen once again. So bro has to kick it off. Rushing them with two mallets knocks both of them back before Todo switches with Yuji to hold off the mallet, for Yuji to tag back in and dropkick Mahito. Completely unfazed, Yuji and Todo get the high ground, and with Yuji's strength alone demolishes the floor, and they go into the underground. And at this point, all I can say is that these three are having an aggressive game of tag. Everybody's it and nobody can tag each other. Creating a massive beast, our duo runs away and gets separated. Deciding to go for Todo, Mahito chases him down and creates a sword out of these two innocent civilians and starts swinging at Todo. Jumping to the wall and launching off of it to have his tornado kick weave. Catching Mahito's swords with his fingers, Mahito extends an extra arm to touch Todo, but wait, hold up. If both of his hands were occupied, what was he clapping with? Nah, what was he clapping? Kicking Mahito and sending his ass straight into an elevator. Todo links up with Yuji and they chase Mahito down. Upon seeing him, Todo gives Yuji a rock for him to whip towards Mahito. Switching places with the rock, Todo low-key unlocks all for one and hits the first black flash we've seen him use. But attacks that don't affect Mahito's soul has zero effect on him. However, despite that, all three of these fighters have hit a black flash. And that means that all three of these fighters are at 120% of their potential. Pure fucking cinema, man. Using a full range attack, Mahito destroys the surrounding area while hitting Yuji. My boy Todo is straight chilling in there. But bro dead ass changes the map while they prepare for like round 3, bro? I don't know. Switching Yuji with Mahito, Todo holds him still for Yuji to hit that I am a striker kick on Mahito. However, popping his head off, Mahito splits himself up and uses his main body to distract the duo, while he creates a grade 1 curse spirit from all of his disfigured humans. Dashing at Todo, the disfigured human, fuck me, that's hard to say. Dashing at Todo, the disfigured human blows Todo away and keeps it occupied as Mahito and Yuji get to business. Trying to overwhelm our boy with numbers, but we all know that ain't gonna work. Trying to drop kick Mahito only for him to grab his leg and toss him into another map yet again. But this only lets Todo catch up with him. So Mahito uses a 0.02 second domain expansion, unable to get Yuji because of Sukuna, but managing to get Todo with his technique. Todo, though, with the swiftness, cuts off his arm before the effects can spread. However, this leaves him completely wide open for Mahito to hit his second black flag, knocking the blood out of Todo, but nowhere enough to kill him. And after some absolute tomfuckery, Todo manages to catch Mahito off guard and uses his hand to clap and switch places with Yuji, hitting a black flash straight to his face. And with Todo being down for the count, our boy Yuji is left dashing towards Mahito. However, Mahito, using his second black flash, is exhilarating, finally understanding the essence of his soul. He has an absurd transformation and they start charging at each other. Yuji goes for the kick and gets grabbed by Mahito's ponytail and gets out of it before blocking and countering with the liver shot. But that hit sounded like it banged against steel. Unfazed, Mahito swings the left and gets blocked, using the blade on his elbow to swipe at Yuji, who just barely backs away to safety. And Mahito is deadass just basking in all of his glory while Yuji is trying to get the slightest amount of chip damage, extending his elbow blade to give Yuji his second badass scar of the series. Mahito grabs Yuji by the face and choke slams him so hard they change arenas for the 15th time. However, after hours of brawling, it seems that both of them are beginning to reach their limit, making this the final round. Yuji knows that he needs to fire off a maximum output black flag and gets in prime position. But my boy Ali Todo makes his reappearance, faking out Mahito with a fake clap and allies Yuji for probably the greatest black flash we've ever seen, blowing Mahito out of the stadium like we were in Super Smash Bros. Standing over Mahito, Yuji begins to stare him down while Mahito shivers like a puppy, completely changing the scenery as Yuji acknowledges the fact that he and Mahito are the same. This wasn't just a battle of jiu-jitsu and strength, but a battle of philosophy. And those were all the times the Underdogs snapped and completely flipped everyone's perspective of them. If you guys enjoyed, make sure to like and sub. My voice, like it fucking hurts, bro. Please sub. But regardless, I enjoyed making this video. If you guys like videos like this, make sure to let me know by dropping a comment. And I'll see y'all in the next one.